Hey, so today we are running an online race. Of course, we're using the Mustang, my favorite car, but today we have some very interesting news. And the news is that Gran Turismo 7 could launch on the PlayStation 4 and also on the PlayStation 5. Now, this is according to a post yesterday, the other day, on the PlayStation blog website, saying that there's a chance that the Gran Turismo 7 game might be a cross-generational PlayStation game, running on both the PS4 and the PS5, which to me is actually quite interesting. Now, the actual quote says that Herman, says it very much is, you can't build a community of over 110 PS4 owners and then just walk away from it, right? I think that'd be a bad news for all fans of the PS4 and frankly not very good business. Where it makes sense to develop a title for both the PS4 and 5 for Horizon Forbidden West, the next God of War, GT7, we'll continue looking at that. And if the PS4 owners want to play that game, then they can. If they want to go on and play the PS5 version, that game will be there for them. That being said, it's also very important to have showpieces for PS5, hence the development of the Returnal and Hatchet that are exclusive to the PS5. Now, to me, this is interesting news, mainly because I'm not too sure how they would be able to work it, to be honest. So, for example, we have the PlayStation 4, which of course is a very quick system, but the PlayStation 5 is going to be much faster because of the use of the SSDs and things like that. And they also have ray tracing when it comes to the lighting and things like that. And I'm not too sure how easy it would be for them to be able to take a game and then essentially remove... Look at this guy cutting me off, not allowing me to pass him. But I'm not too sure how easy it would be for them to be able to remove ray tracing. And this guy's trying to hit me out of the way. I hate people trying to do that, and then I lose track of where my corner is, and I hate it when people do that. But anyways, that's just something that happens when you get stuck in 13th position and trying to pass the 12th man, I guess. And he didn't even get a penalty, so that kind of made me mad. But anyways, going back to the whole idea of the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, I'm not too sure how well it's going to work out. So, I'm not too sure if they're going to be able to have people who are playing on the PS4 to compete against people on the PS5. I'm not too sure how well that would go because there is that massive speed difference in loading times and things like that. So I'm not too sure how that will actually work out. Will they just say, well, if you've got a PlayStation 4 and you're playing online, then you'll only play against other people with the PS4? Or will you also be playing against PS5 people and it would then slow down anybody on the PS5, which would be an absolute pain in the butt, mainly because you would have these people who spend so much money on the PS5 just to be bottlenecked on people who still have a PS4. So I'm not too sure how well that will actually work out for them, but at the same time it is an actual interesting idea, mainly because we have these scalpers who are buying up all the PS5s, selling them at more than what they are worth, and then they are going out and making money on this, and they're stopping the regular average person from getting a PS5, which is also a pain in the butt. We need to somehow do something about these scalpers. I'm not a huge fan of them. If you are one of them, hey, you do you. Congratulations, you've found out a way of making money. But at the same time, you are ruining it for everybody else. So I give you credit for figuring out a way of making money and probably making a killing, but again, you are ruining it for everybody else. However, from there, I also want to know how hard it will be for them to be able to take away things like ray tracing, because the PlayStation 4 is not fast enough to be able to do things like that. And if you don't know what ray tracing is, that's totally okay. Ray tracing is going to be how light interacts in games, so it makes it more realistic. So between those two things, I'm not too sure how well it will actually work out. Or will they be taking away essentially half of the game just to make it playable on the PS4? So those are kind of the interesting factors that I would really like to really see them sort out. So this is kind of an interesting time. I hope that this video is kind of giving you some insight as to how hard it would be to be able to make a PlayStation 4 and 5 compatible game. I think it would be quite hard, especially for how large of a game it seems like it's going to be, between the online racing like we see in Gran Turismo Sport and then the traditional offline mode. And then also there's the fact of all of these different load times and things like that. Basically how games work these days, especially for the console side of things, is they make these games specifically for the hardware that is in these systems. So are they going to have to go back, recode everything just to allow it to be playable on the PS4, just so that they could get a title out, because they haven't had a title for a very long time? It's the same thing as the whole iPhone idea, where all the apps are specifically coded for the specific software or hardware that is inside the phone. It's not the easiest. I used to work in the tech sector for sales, and I know for a fact that it's not that easy to be able to code things for multiple systems. That's why you'll usually see on a Windows system some games not working correctly and having glitches. It's because there's 6,000, 10,000 different combinations for hardware and different pieces of hardware and different combinations, and sometimes the game is just not made for that specific combination that you may have. So that is going to be the interesting side of things. Are they going to be able to code this the way so that it'll actually work on the PS4 flawlessly, or will there be a few glitches on the PlayStation 4 version of the game where in the PlayStation 5 version it may be perfect? And we all know that the creator of the game, Polyphony Digital, wants to have everything 100% perfect on every single game that they release, that it just may make it so that it's delayed even further if they do try to do this. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys again in my next video. I can't believe, I think I would have probably made it into the top 10 at the very least if it wasn't for that guy who kept on hitting me and kept on pushing me off the track and never even got a penalty.